as we close on out our episodes for today, for now. We might have some late HP shows later, but for now, for my TikTokers, we have a couple of more videos on YouTube, and then we have our lovely audio channeled guidance on this beautiful full moon. It's all about you choosing yourself, and that is a consistent, healthy lover. So you know how to wield your own inner world with love in the forefront, and that's why you don't fall for narrow states of consciousness. That's where the expanding states of consciousness know the true love that it is to be your beautiful self, just the way you are. We accept and respect people for who they are, and we do not want them to change. If they are, though, with a shame cycle, then they will go and start first therapy, and then they will tell us about how they have changed. Okay, so here we do self-help, personal development. It's for mindfully aware and accountable and regulating people. So spiritual and secular. I'm a 5D mystic though, so I have fun stories for you. So when it comes to being twin flame, yeah, great. We do have our choice points. Yes, we do. And there is the opportunity to say, this is who I am, and to say, you're the one. And for them to then choose. Divine masculine and divine feminine, you have your own for number one. And so you will know as a 5D mystic the entirety of that which is no separation from pure consciousness. The 5D mystic. 4D can move on over here when they move out of that bandwidth. There is a very specific way it happens. And what I have noticed is the 4D body type tends to flip and flop and become basically what is a person who switches sides. So they go from talking about spirituality and mysticism and whatever it is they're into in a good way to bad. They do good and evil, and they don't understand dark matter, dark energy. So they don't believe that sciences and spirituality come together. They keep them separate. And they actively could use a good therapist, but they don't want one. Because you know what adaptive child pattern behaviors do, and maladaptive, right? So in their brain, they have inner critic, and then they have outer critic. So if you're an adaptive, maladaptive, you will have split thinking and black and white thinking. That's why you go rigid. That's why you stay in a narrow state of consciousness. The moment you're being given the opportunity to expand, if you flip the switch, you didn't expand, you just flipped sides. And now you're pointing fingers again. Because you are doing inner critic, outer critic, you're doing conflict, not inner growth. Your mindful awareness, not bringing you expansion, bringing you just flipping it up. Okay, so when instead you have integration of the brain, so you look at your left, you chit chatter, you look at your feelings, and you know, oh look, I'm dealing with uncertainties, unexpecteds, and unwanteds, which are going to happen in all of our relationships. And you don't dehumanize your oversoul. You don't dehumanize the topic of love. You don't say, I need to hold someone on a leash, give them meaning, not meaning. Okay, so healthy self-worth human beings, they actively have open, equanimous hearts. I learned it from Jesus, and I got to start choosing it already as a young adolescent myself when I was meeting the unkind adolescents that I then said, okay, you're out, you're out. No, I didn't do it that way, but I basically made sure I had herd members who I knew had that lovely desire to be with me and tend to my mental, emotional, physical safety and security. And that means safety and security. Emotional stuff we talk about. You don't hurt my feelings. In fact, as you grow up, I learned how not to take it personally. I was my late 20s when I had one of my good friends say this thing, and as they were saying it to me, it was in a moment of emotional stuff going on. I was like, that's not nice. I was like, they're not here to be nice. They're telling you how they think and they love you, and they're actually talking sense, Maria. So who's doing the pity party here? They're telling you how it is. You're just not happy. And that's why Sadhguru's quote for today was really good about likes and dislikes, and how, you know, when you fall in love, it all basically true. But it's not about you falling in love in the sense of like Greece. Greece is completely, when I saw, like, I ain't changing for someone like that. But I don't want a person who knows nothing about how to maintain their consistency. What you want to remember, my lovely viewers here and listeners in general, is love is freedom and joy. Attachment is bondage and misery. good boy, good girl. The people who are mesmerized by narrow states of consciousness, bullshit leaders, they're all over the place. 7 to 14 charming, yes, they're good boys, good girls. Good. They have a shame button. You'll notice it a mile away. They flip a switch. And they actively lie. Even if they don't lie, they'll be inconsistent. They actively don't take ownership. I have a perfect story. One of my friends, he's the one friend that I did not talk to for 5 years. I gave him some really good advice, and he lied to me and hid something from me. And then he went on to treat our relationship in a very superficial way. So facades are something that only the people who don't want to grow deep, truly loving connections do. But see, my friend taught me about what those childhood wounds are that the narrow states of consciousness use. And so again, anyone who expands is going to move out of being their rigid and or chaotic teenage version. And they're going to enjoy healthy self-worth grown-ups. And we're going to enjoy teasing those who don't know how to be flexible, adaptive, coherent, energized, stable. Because you do get to be self-aware. There's enough trauma, good therapists out there, like Patrick Teahan says, that we don't need to use the hurt people. We also don't need to romanticize. We don't need to demonize. In fact, we don't use those words. We actively know that those who lack education and they lack a good therapist, or they lack to choose to go to one, they will keep on shaming each other and wanting, the whole Lucifer to be blamed for anything that doesn't go the way they want it. Or yoga brings demons out, So, long story short, my friend, in 5 years I didn't speak to them. It was 2 or 3 years after, I forget which one. But they write me while I'm at a funeral this passive-aggressive message, and I don't consider it aggressive when somebody's acting basically with a mask, a clown. Cusco's make my brain laugh because I can't take you seriously. You're not evil. You're a person who doesn't know how to tell me the truth in my face, and you actually don't know how to handle your emotions, and I get moody too. I just don't throw it at you. It's called projection. So my friend's like, are you happy now? About what? I'm being cheated on, or she's cheating on me. No, I'm not happy about that, but why are you telling me? You and I are not friends. In this moment of time, I told him, we're not on talking basis. I don't know what you want me to do. And also, you obviously don't know me. I'm not happy that you are unhappy. That's very not nice, or you don't know me obviously that well. But here's what I can tell you, FYI, my lovely viewers. Imagine a person who trusts someone who is kind less, and who can make them out to be an evil bitch, an evil witch, just because they do one thing that they don't like, and they actively don't tell them anything. They just talk about it in their own head. Yes, it's unfortunate. Borderline personality disorder. I found that one out from Dr. Daniel Fox. If they don't know about their lens, they actively make up, that's an evil bitch, evil witch, the minute you don't do something the way they want you to. And that's heartbreaking. It's not angering. You don't get angry at a person who is having what is called a disservice because they didn't choose to have childhood trauma. They didn't choose to have a distorted lens about their self, others, or the world. So I don't get mad at any individual. I know they have a choice. In fact, the minute that they meet love, when people meet functional adults, we don't treat people like pieces of shit. The only ones who do that are the same ones who are not actively in a good therapist seat, and they like to use their mouth. So I will notice how you treat anyone. That's the first thing that I'm going to see. And if you know how to treat your fellow human being with humbleness, then I know I have a true lover. Man, woman, they be. The minute you treat anyone in a way that tells me that you don't actively, it's a stance, by the way. It's not what you will say. It will be how you are, and it's not a performance, but it'll be how you will be in your nervous system. You can't lie the vibration of the social engagement system, because that's where, if I love and accept and respect you just the way you are, like that human being man who said, am I not decent enough to be saluted? My heart was open. I was caught off guard. I was like, no, it's not about decency. I just thought 3 years of not talking to you made you understand I want to be friends. In my head, that's what I thought. But then I'm like, he's drunk. That's the only reason he's doing this. He can do this because he has the balls right now and he's uncomfortable and unhappy. So just to... I know. So I saluted this person, and there's more to the story. But that's not a healthy self-worth person. That's a person who could use a good therapist. What I'm saying is, when I did I wasn't like, oh, what a piece of shit. No, I was more like, oh, shit. that I did the best I could. I was caught off guard. So you'll know if you're open-hearted when you have healthy self-worth, you will be. And that's what love is. It's I do the best I can, you do the best you can, and we all will fuck up and we'll all be flawed. You're shit. No, you're shit. And we say, I'm so sorry. So like with him. But I won't lie to you. I'm not going to become your friend. I'm so sorry you don't accept it, but it is what it is. And when we do have those, we want to become lovers. We don't lie to them. Yes, you're the one. If they say no, it's okay. I will take a step back. So we'll be back with more. Have a good one.